everybody, and welcome to another boondocking adventure. And I'm so happy to have you along again as we head out for another overnighter to have some fun, to capture some great video, to learn a few things along the way too. And today we're going to a town that's very near and dear to my heart. It's the town where I first lived when I moved to Northern California. It has a lot of fond memories for me. Almost 20 years ago. It's hard to believe. After a few years of turmoil, I came to this town, and life began to settle out. Life began to improve, and it was a nice thing. I was well along the way. Starting on my transition, I still was very family oriented. I had responsibilities. I fulfilled those responsibilities to my children and family, and I made sure that I did the right thing. But it was also a time where I felt a desire inside to be the person that I knew I wanted to be and needed to be. But I'm really happy at this point in my life that priorities came first, because I feel great about the legacy that I have left behind. But as I mentioned in the beginning, this was a place that was near and dear, is a place that's dear to my heart. I think it's the most scenic little town in the Bay Area. Absolutely beautiful. It's one of the oldest towns in the Bay Area too, dating back to the 1850s, and it's a town that Hollywood has been in love with for a lot of years. And most memorable being American Graffiti, I think back in the early 1970s, a good part of which was filmed on location in this town. But it's a town of tragedy too. It's a town that, well, created something and created such a stir and such a ripple. This heinous crime, it was committed in 1993, was so terrible in its scope and so shattering to America. The changes were made that persist to this day, and good changes that were made. The nationwide rollout of something called an Amber Alert system can all be traced back to the horrific events of late 1993 in this town. It's also a town that was miraculously spared in the 1906 earthquake. Even though it shares basically the same fault line as San Francisco and Santa Rosa, it escaped destruction during that terrible earthquake of 1906. So in a lot of ways, it's been a very lucky place to be. But in other ways, it's sitting on a time bomb, because it's sitting on what's called the Rogers Creek fault line, which seismologists have considered the fault line in the west that is most prone to an explosive 8.0 seismic event. So who knows? You know, my own thought is the 1906 earthquake relieved so much of the pressure on the San Andreas Fault, and it was such a catastrophic event, shifting the earth 2 feet to the right and causing a tremendous split well, you know, with loss of lives, hundreds of lives lost, devastating San Francisco fire, 17 square blocks of downtown Santa Rosa just totally wiped out. Well, this town, like I said, it was lucky, and maybe it'll continue to be lucky, but it is a town of triumph and tragedy. Let's make our way down there and get a few sights in along the way. you.